Hey, what's good, man? How you doing? It's been a while since we've done something like this, so really nice to see you again, especially with, well, this type of timing. Welcome to February. Normally, it's supposed to be the month about love and all that other jazz, and don't mind the lopsided glasses. And in fact, I'll just pretty much raise it up like that. So they're mainly used to just block out blue light UV. These glasses have been a lifesaver. But the month of love, something I know a little bit too much about, especially at the ripe age of 23. Mm, yeah, this is going to be one of those videos. It's going to be a pretty deep video. Uh, my bad. When I'm relaxed, when I'm like really, really relaxed, my voice is like deep as shit. So I'm sorry for that. But I don't know. I don't like it. But there's a lot of things I don't like about me, but there's a reason I point that out now to basically tell you later on. Suck in that fresh air, buckle up your seatbelt, get you something to eat, and just relax out for a bit. Shit, let out a fart. We're gonna pretend we didn't hear that. But confidence, rejection, acquainted, my bad. What is it? Acquainted, acquainted, whatever the fuck type of, just reciprocation and all that other shit in between. So, lots of people will tell you that, hey, when you're a kid, pretty much learn, get to doing everything that you can, whatever the fuck. I'll tell you what it was for me, right? Pretty much, it felt like for me, it's lip chat, by the way. It felt like me, and probably for a lot of you guys as well. If you don't do the thing that you want to do whenever you're a kid, pretty much after that, you have to just settle and not go after what you wanted to do. You have to do whatever pays your bills, basically the same shit that everyone else has to do. Fucking survival. And that's all fine and dandy. And yeah, I know it's weird coming from me. It's like, look, I don't have any children that I know of. We won't even speak about the possibilities, all the other shit is something that I will deal with when it does come. But pretty much they're your formative years. People feel like, okay, if you don't pretty much, like I said, just get to the thing that you want to do at 25, pack it up. Why are you still trying that? You're an adult now, yada, yada, yada. Truth be told, especially for my younger viewers, maybe you are going through this, or maybe you might go through this in the future, not with just family, friends, just whoever. The amount of times we've all possibly had to ask, kiss, and please. And yes, I know some of it does go far to an extent. You pretty much learn as you go of just what works and what doesn't work. And especially for my guys, and maybe some women, I can't talk too much about the women's side, and I'm sorry that I can't be able to provide that. But with guys, I know, as weird as this fucking does sound, I will oblige it. I will, can I say entertain it? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But believe it or not, shit. I was gonna say you could ask Doug, you could ask some people that I used to fuck with heavy back then, all that other shit. I wasn't always confident. I I wasn't a lot of who I am today. pretty much the type of stuff that you get to and you learn through all that is just through trial and error. I mean, for fuck's sake, oh boy, being vulnerable. I feel like I really couldn't be vulnerable with some family because either it would be used against me or dismissed. And then sometimes I'd be told in the same breath I have to think about and account for others. When you learn that a lot of people, and I will even dare to say, if not all people, have some type of selfish or some type of dark nature about them. You can try your best and you can try your damnedest to fight it. And if you succeed, good for you. When I say good for you, I don't give a shit, is the best way I can say it. But what I can say is, especially for people like me, you pretty much learn to harness and use it as either you see fit or a part of you that you accept. For example, a lot of the negative things or whatever, either I do two things with them. I either channel all of it into just like positive outlets such as making videos and shit like that, or just making random bullshit with my hands or creating graphic arts. Just you turn that negative energy into just something that's like made from it, whether it be a book, whether you dance, whether you go shoot guns, or shit, even just taking a fucking nap and just resetting. And then the other part, which I don't recommend doing because, look, I can admit I can be a piece of shit at times. Doesn't mean that that's a good thing. No, far from it. I can admit it. That's all that I can do. Is depending if I am petty, upset, something negative, those things can overlap, spill, and turn into something far more egregious than I had planned to, or even worse, if I plan to do something while feeling that. Ooh-wee. What I mean by that is pretty much mutual destruction, mass destruction, just a whole lot of shit of just negativity. I'm not fixing to be one of those guys that be like, when I get mad, all I see is red. No, don't be that type of guy. Do not be that type of guy. I feel slightly old because, I came from 2000s and shit like that. I was born in '03. God fucking damn, that sounds weird to say because it's like, by no stretch do I feel old. Physically, mentally, yeah. But the way how I have learned a lot and what has made me me is through a lot of trial and error. If you want to be more confident, sure, you can fake it till you make it, but it gets to the point to where maybe you might be put into a situation of damned if you do and damned if you don't. For example, I implore you, especially for my younger folks, to just the reason why I will say younger folks is because it's like it doesn't matter what age, whatever the hell you are, you can still learn something. Just because you're older doesn't mean that you get like, how do I explain this? It's the respect thing. If you demand it from the get go, I'm not gonna lie, you might be getting one of these instead because it's just don't be an asshole about it. But I do get that in certain situations, it does call for. Think of like the military, for example. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but hang on with me. I believe I'm going somewhere with it. It's like the military. There's a hierarchy or the rankings. For example, there might be an officer, and it's just you may not like that officer, but you're going to do what he says because he's an officer. He has a higher rank than you. But that sure as hell doesn't mean you respect him. Once you unfortunately or fortunately, or maybe it might go from unfortunate to very fortunate or vice versa. Let's hope the latter doesn't happen as much, if not at all. What can happen is pretty much you go through a lot of hard decisions, etc., to where it's like the next time you need to make a hard decision, either like that again or the exact same thing, it's a lot easier. Think of playing a game, for example, whether there's a good and the evil playthrough, or maybe neutral. What most people do, shit, I'll even divulge it down to Red Dead, for example. 2018, when I was 15 years old. Holy shit. Yeah, like I said, it's that mentally old aspect. Like I'm sitting here like 15, freshman year of high school. You know what I did? Day one, pre-ordered the shit out that game. I was happy as fuck because look, I fucking love Red Dead. Now that motherfucker, y'all know Chicken. He loves Red Dead more than me, but we don't talk about that. But there's a morality system. Don't worry, a lot of the things I'm saying is gonna tie into each other. It's just let me side note real quick. A lot of the things that I'm going to tell you is there's you know, thank you for making it like what is it, 12 minutes into this? It means thank you for not having a fucking short attention span, TikTok brain, whatever the hell you want to call it. I pretty much come from, or I've educated and put myself through a lot of like, hey, we're going to see this thing all the way through, even if it's good, bad, see where it goes. Unless they're actually talking about random bullshit, which I will try not to do. If I do, please call it out so that way I don't do it next time. That doesn't mean fucking troll me. We can have a discussion about it, not an argument. But the reason why I say everything is going to be pretty much their formative years until like I genuinely can't tell you, but the thing I can tell you is actually don't give up. If you give up, I'm gonna kick your ass. But that's besides the point. Everything has a time for it, if you think about it. It's like exercising, and I'll even tie the morals back into it. But for now, this is a side note. Everything has a time for it. I remember a wonderful ex of mine had told me there's always time, there's always going to be a time for something. It may not happen now, it may not happen yet, but there will be a time. It's like growing a YouTube channel. For example, with me, the major things that I can attribute to now that I can admit and feel comfortable talking about, well, my PC almost turned off, is I get so trapped up in my head, I get lazy, or maybe I'm actually busy. There's a lot of excuses. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. That and correspondence with just excuses. That's the bottom line of it. Sometimes I get into my own head where I feel afraid to do one thing, and then you get done with it, and it's just, that wasn't so bad. Or maybe you still hate it, you still dislike it, and you're like, I don't like that, or I hate that, but the next time I have to go through it, it'll be much easier. See, literally, even just doing random gestures and bullshit like that, it's like practicing in front of a mirror. You just go, dude, it's like a natural motion, and all you gotta do is just point down and add some flair to it. It's like dancing, for example. There's no right way to fucking dance. You just dance. Ain't that crazy? But confidence, trial and error. I get it. Eventually through life, You might find someone special, you might have responsibilities, you might have obligations, all that other shit, whether it be a kid, whether it be a place of your own. And yes, I know I have the luxury and the privilege to speak from that way, from my position that I have now. But the thing is, we all have our own circumstances, and you learn to work and navigate with it with what you have. For me, the biggest thing, and even still now, is public speaking. I hate it. A lot of people, my bad. Some people know I'm an introvert. Sometimes I might get on this camera, I might goof it up a little bit more than usual or whatever the hell. Think of acting to a degree. Well, half and half. Then again, I am fucking bipolar, so yeah. We will not talk about that. But when you put yourself through situations, eventually it's easier to navigate, right? Whether it be the untimely death of a loved one, hopefully that never happens to you, or if not much, but life happens. You learn, you adjust, you do what you can with what you have next. But back to the morality system is I need y'all to know this, right? You could be an absolute do-gooder or whatever the hell standard that you set for yourself, and someone can and will see you as the bloody devil. Either rightfully so, or rightfully not, or just there's shit outside of your control. What you do is just the best thing I can tell you is whenever I feel something sometimes, right? I just sit there and it's just either if it gets too unbearable, it's like, hey, let your heart feel all this out for a week, a month. A month is an extreme case for however long, and just you move on. For example, with love, rejection, maybe you and a significant other broke away, and now you're dealing with the remedies of either missing them, a whole lot of other shit, whatever the fuck, right? At first, you're really going through it. You might have some support, you might not. I've been on both ends. Maybe you have too. But some things maybe you don't want to hear at first, or maybe the message tone. You learn these things as you go. The best thing I can tell you is when you do learn these as you go, and the next thing happens, I'm gonna keep saying it. You will learn what to do next. If you ever want to do something right, the best way is, well, honestly, I can only say this for me. The best way to learn is pretty much to just do it. You keep thinking, like, shit, what if I want to do this channel? What if I want to do this, X, Y, and Z? Hey, go ahead, do it. Because failure teaches you a lot of things. Whether, guess what works, what doesn't. And I know a lot of this to a lot of y'all is basic and rudimentary. We already know this. Is further reinforcement. Because, like I said, we still all have our insecurities, flaws, all that other bullshit at the end of the day. And I'm gonna tie this back in with just the love aspect, right? With women, especially for my guys. Ooh, sometimes you don't know how to talk to them, or sometimes you might be able to identify different types of groups of women or whatever the hell. You might rope them in a category, whatever the fuck you do, right? Hopefully, it's nice, tame, and not something crazy. Maybe you might look. I'm about to say next. I gotta cover my own ass because I don't mean anything crazy, and I don't want it to be taken out of context. No, none of that, right? Maybe you're 30 and you might like some a partner who's like younger than you by like 5 years or whatever, right? That's understandable. For me, what is it? As I get older and stuff like that, I like to move my age bracket up because it was like, how do I say this? When I was 21, yeah, I might have dated someone. No, no, no. Yeah, actually, yeah. I would date someone who was 18. I'm not gonna lie to you. I fucking did. We, I'm not gonna lie. I did that to myself. Uh, and it's just like after each year that you keep going, well, that I kept going, I would be like, let me just add one age to that. 22, 19. Now that I'm 23. I don't even want to deal with anyone with the word teen in their age. No, no. But where you go from there is like you start doing a lot of the things that you like, a lot of the things that you dislike. For example, I'll tell you about me. I want things to be mutual. I don't want to feel like I'm being used. I don't want to be abused. Nobody wants to be fucking abused. Well, unless it's like some kinky shit, but that's up to you. Mm, no. My bad. Why the fuck am I about to square up? My bad. I'm not fixing to beat your ass. We good. We chill. We chill. I mean, the Grimmy boy might beat your ass. Bling 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 bling. My name is Grimmy, and I fun is. No, I'm joking. We don't do that. On Tuesday we do, but even some people who are unattractive and shit like that. The best thing I can tell you with all of this is work with what you got. I've seen plenty of people who are not conventionally attractive still being able to do exactly what they wanted to. Like I said, with me, it's like I would like someone who is capable of doing the exact same stuff that I can. Something that's mutual. It's like, how do I explain this? I would like for someone to just go like, yeah, I want you, not I need you at first and etc. Because it's like clingy types, crazy types, dealt with them before. To eventually, yeah, of course I do need you because it's like you want to coexist with this person. You don't want the relationship to feel uncomfortable, parasitic, all this other shit all the time. And especially with, which I would have told younger me, anything intimate wise, you look at someone and you go, would they make an excellent mother? Would they make an excellent partner? Like, have your own checklist. And if they don't meet whatever requirement or wherever you draw the line at, just say, hey, well, it depends on the situation or the other shit. You should and please just actually fucking communicate with your partner. Even if you have to rephrase, say X, Y, and Z, I have too much fucking history with a lot of this shit, and it's irritating to think about it. But at the same time, if you guys can learn from it, hey, why not? Your time is extremely valuable. It's a lot that you don't get from it. A lot of people feel like once you're done with a relationship and stuff like that, you feel like it's wasted. The answer is no. You learn what you like, you learn what you don't like. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be something with a friend, it could be something with a family member or whatever the hell, right? For example, anything friend wise, right? With me, I like to be friends with the people before we actually turn into a relationship, you know? And I know that's a little bit hard to believe, especially for me, because it's like, yeah, Jay will fuck anything. You're damn right, I will. Anything that's legal. Let me just fucking stop shit. But what is it? With some people, you either put in the extra effort, you put in the extra mile, just whatever you want to dictate from it. Sometimes, you know what they say, you get what you put out. But I always like to think outside the box, right? This is where your creativity can seep in and save the day or fucking ruin it. A lot of people always like to harp on about the bad shit. What if it fucking works out? I don't like to be around too many negative people. Well, nobody fucking does. Shit, I used to be extremely negative myself, but ooh. At that time, I think I had all the more reason to. Like, I was trying to justify it and all that other shit, right? But even arguing with people and etc. and stuff like that, I don't like to argue. I like to discuss because when you argue and etc., once the person goes and says random BS instead of just going either you're right or you're wrong and then providing reason and proof as to why, that is when things get messy. How many times have you been in a conversation with someone and it probably turns in divulges into an argument and then all of a sudden either you're calling them names or they're calling you names and it's just it's not necessary. It's like don't be afraid to admit that you're wrong. And also don't be afraid to say no to a lot of things. Just like fucking Five Nights at Epstein's. We are no longer continuing that shit. If you ask me to, you will be thoroughly blacked in 15 different ways. From sunup to goddamn sundown. My bad. Midnight. You don't get a break. Do not ask me for that shit. But another thing about just love and shit as a whole, I'm gonna say something crazy, at least on my end, right? Mm, I've always wanted to be a streamer. I've always wanted to be someone in front of that camera, that etc. Not necessarily for the fame, although it would be nice to be known. Not necessarily for the money. Let's all be fucking honest. We need money. I like money. Not necessarily for like the things it can bring you or whatever. Genuinely because all the shit that I wish I fucking had growing up. Not the materialistic shit. No, no. Thankfully, my people, and I love them so fucking much for this that I feel bad for not letting them know that back then, even as a fucking kid, all that other shit. Of just the emotional, the things that I wish that, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wish I had a big brother. I wish my dad taught me a whole lot of other stuff or that my mom had taught me. Because the thing is, when you're having a child, think about it. It's like kids raising kids. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. This is a mini version of you. Well, not a mini version of you. This is a person that you have made. They're going to be their own person with their own personality, a whole lot of other shit, and you can nurture them. All you can do is guide them, or maybe you're the type of person that, yeah, I'm gonna make an exact version of myself, and what I mean by that is tell them all the exact same things that you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. For me, I always like to encourage creativity. My bad, I have a nasty ass scab, and I don't know why I'm picking at it, but I am. I would just tell them, hey, if they ever need to be disciplined or whatever, I always like to show people, hey, here are the consequences and etc. of what could happen. And you let them make their own decisions from there. Now, if it gets too bad or if I feel like it's going to get too bad, of course I'll fucking intervene. If they ever need something from me, I'm not going to tell you no unless I have an extremely good reason. It's just with raising kids. I don't know that feeling raising my own kids. I've raised kids before, just not my own. I don't know how that is going to work exactly, but in the future, who knows? But, but, in terms of like dating whenever you're younger, I'm not going to tell you don't do X, Y, and Z, marriage, all that other shit. Let that shit be sacred. The same thing with intimacy, if you catch my drift. I'm gonna tell a lot of y'all this. I've I've definitely done my fair share of stuff, but your first time, let it be special. I don't care how long you have to wait. Let it be special, please. Because a lot of y'all don't know this. Your first time, you are not forgetting, or a majority of you guys are not forgetting. Because think about it. Every time you probably end up doing X, Y, and Z, you got this person to always think about. So I hope you get black. Now I'm fucking around. That is horrific to say. Jesus Christ. Yeah, GG. My bad. The intrusive thoughts have won over. Blacked. Yeah, GG. So you're going to experience a lot of things, both good, bad, traumatic, sad, happy, fun, everything in between. Nothing more, nothing less. Hope you're excited for it, or you're probably just sitting there trembling, going, "What fuck?" No, no, no! Don't tremble! Don't tremble! Look, sometimes I get depressed, and then I turn up. I'm probably going to hell, bitch. I'm burning up. uh, but yeah, the other thing too is just fuck. I kind of lost the point, so I'm sorry about that. It's gonna come back to me if I keep talking. So, ooh, yeah, love. For me, I know this is probably going to break a lot of hearts, etc., or whatever the fuck. I don't think I want to get married yet. I know this word's coming from me. I've had two fucking fiancés already. I'm 23. But the reason why I say I don't think I want to get married or have a girlfriend yet is because it's like, this is going to sound selfish, but the thing is, I would hate to get into a relationship or whatever the hell, and it's just like, the shit that I'm doing now is going to make me busy. And you know, a relationship is like a garden. You have to put the seed in, you have to water, you have to like take care of it. Or it's like taking care of a pet or raising a fucking kid. You have to see it through. You have to grow and nurture it. You have to be committed to it. With me, it's like I have my job now. I stream. I do some hobbies and stuff in my off time. I like to learn random stuff in my off time. And what I do with that stuff is just my own. And if I come across someone who happens to just click with me and I happen to click with them, well, all the whole shtick and bang, right? And we can join and become one in the future. Hey, cool. What I'm trying to say is I'm really not in no rush for it. If it comes, it comes. It's just, look, life works mysteriously. Why is it whenever I fucking look for shit, it's like, it's like my lights. It's like this. You're not finding it. And then it's just like, when you do stop looking for it, it's just like, oh, there it is. There it is. I'm just sitting like, what the fuck? I had this, that, and the other third going on. Why are you doing this to me? Because it's like, I don't want to say no, but I don't want to say yes. This shit's a fucking mess. It's like learning to balance out shit, right? My schedule is already chaotic enough, so trying to make some commitments and shit like that is going to be hard. Is it doable? Fuck yeah, it is. Fuck yeah, it is. It's hard. So sometimes I don't want to make it harder. But back to the confidence bit. I'm not even joking. Try doing some shit like this. I'm gonna put your ass on a side quest, motherfucker. Your main quest is already survive life. Shit, I'm doing it. Yo, side quest, guess what it is? Talk to random people. I'm being so dead ass for real. Even if you have really bad anxiety, whatever the hell, I have really bad anxiety. I have a slew of debuffs that is astronomically crazy. And I'm just like, think about it like this, right? When you talk to someone or if you see someone, chances are you probably might not ever see this person a day in your life ever again. So I will chop it up with a random stranger, ask them about, like, do you like chicken? And think about it. It's like a literal dialogue tree where it's just like branches and shit like that. I'm gonna put it in video game terms because it's easier for some of the folks here that are present to understand that, or think of it like this, right? It opens up the pathway to just like a slew of other shit, right? If you ask someone, do you like chicken? Think about it. You got the main two ways that you can see right now through this, or maybe a secret third one. I'll talk about that in a bit. The second one, I mean, the two ways is basically okay, if they like chicken and you like chicken, or maybe you don't like chicken and you can be like, oh, but you like chicken. You can take it from there, X, Y, and Z. And I know you're sitting there like, it's just some fucking chicken. No, just like, watch where I go with this, right? If the person likes chicken and you like chicken, think about it. These are multiple ways that you can get this person to like you. They would entertain the thought of a conversation with you. Think about this is how you make friends. I'm not even joking. The chicken method, this shit is not patched, bro. This will get you not green all the time, but it will get you a good, nice success rate. Because, look, who the fuck doesn't like chicken? It's easy. Look, it's good. It's good. And if they don't like chicken, you can ask questions about like, oh, how come you don't like chicken? X, Y, and Z. And you would be amazed where the fucking conversation goes. Either you can take it to like an extreme degree or you can just take it to a chill degree and you can just start mentioning other shit or whatever. Or you can just ask the fucking person what they like and then think about it. Just it's like a bunch of branching pathways. You just keep asking questions more and more, but try to ask questions leaning towards them. The best way to see, in my case, is if they do have interest in you, they will ask stuff about you and etc. If they keep going and going without really like asking anything about you, and you're able to catch on to that in the moment, you can kind of see where things are going if you catch my drift. And if you don't, what I like to say, at least in my case, is maybe they don't have that much of an interest in you. So it does complicate things, and that's on you to see if you want to continue that or just disengage. Same thing with body language. For example, if someone's feet, and not even body language, someone's tone, majority of the time people can't hide their voice. So if someone is annoyed, excited, whatever the hell, right? And then same thing with feet. The reason why I mentioned feet is that if someone's foot is pointed towards you mid conversation or whatever the hell, yeah, they're interested. They're not fucking going nowhere. But if their foot is kind of pointed outwards like that and they're talking to you like this, is they're probably not that interested. And the first moment that they get a out of that conversation, yeah, just be like, oh no, my dog got hit by a probe machine by some FNs in the sky, and then the Y insert like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, sure. But just talking to random like people in public or whatever, you'd be surprised. Shit, you might meet the love of your life. You might meet your best friend for life. I mean, don't get me wrong. Be fucking careful, obviously. So if you want to be extra careful with that, next time you go to the store, just talk with the clerk. Just talk with some of the people that work there and etc. You'd be surprised. Build up some nice connections, network, whatever the fuck, right? But the thing is, don't use people. If you use people, you gotta be okay with being used yourself and shit. So don't get me wrong, I'm a fucking hypocrite at times, but shit, at least I'm aware of it. You want to be a YN? Be prepared to be treated like a YN. That's another thing too. Having the self awareness to just like be like, am I acting like a dickhead? And then actually asking people that either you will be told or not, or maybe people could lie to you. Who the fuck knows? Like I said, you learn this shit over time. Either way, I'm still excited to see where everybody is going to be going, and I guarantee you, February 14th. Yeah, yeah. Be prepared to see people giving absolute slobbery kisses and shit. Unless it's your parents. If it's your parents, yeah, that's justified. Or maybe your friend and don't think about it too fucking hard. If you want me to do more follow up on just like confidence struts, love, all the correlations and shit like that. Main reason I made this is because it's like, okay, yeah, I know. It's the month of love. February 14th is coming up. Look, I've been doing decent for a good bit now. I'm not really in a rush because it's like I don't feel like the person I would be able to date now and etc. I would be able to give them a lot of my undivided attention and shit like that. And it's not like I'm not able to. It's just it would take away from a whole lot of the other stuff that I want to do because whenever it's like if I hang with someone or talk to them, whatever the hell, right? I don't want it to be short. I want it to be something memorable, just like my streams and shit, right? It's not gonna be something quick unless it's like, I mean, I'll try to tell y'all, but I like to be like, hey, we all come in here. I'm not fixing to pull that same shit that like they do at the jobs. We're a family here. Like, no, we're all just chill. We happen to find each other off the internet. We like each other. We're gonna see where this goes. We're gonna try to have fun, whatever the hell we're doing that day. It doesn't really have to be something objective based, or maybe it can be. Think about it. It's like gambling. You never know what the fuck you're gonna get, and shit, I like it. It's addicting. I don't actually gamble anymore, but still. Well, until then, I'll see you around. It is goddamn. What time is it? 2:22. I'ma play a few games of 2K and I'ma take my black ass to sleep. Oh my god, my eyes look like they have no fucking soul left. I am so fucking dead inside.